Monaco today has become one of the most astonishing countries in the modern world. At just 2.1 square kilometers, it is smaller than New York's Central Park. And yet, this tiny nation boasts a GDP per capita of over $256,000, higher than the United States, Germany, France, and Italy combined. With a population of only 38,000 people, Monaco is barely the size of a small town. To put that into perspective, a single residential tower in China houses over 20,000 residents alone. That's almost half of Monaco's entire population stacked into a single building. And yet this miniature country has everything you would expect from a global power. Its own government, a world-class banking system, a Formula One Grand Prix, luxury yachts crowding its harbor, and even its own professional football club competing in the French League. It's a tax haven, a luxury hub, and one of the most expensive real estate markets in the world, where apartments can cost more than castles in Europe. So, how did a patch of land with no natural resources, no farmland, and almost no space transform itself into one of the richest, most glamorous, and most exclusive places on Earth? Well, let's find out. Monaco may look glamorous today, but for most of its history, life here was far from luxurious. This tiny strip of land in the Mediterranean, nestled between France and Italy, has always been defined by its strategic position rather than its size or resources. The ruling Grimaldi family, who seized control of Monaco in 1297 when François Grimaldi disguised himself as a monk to capture the fortress, held on to power for centuries. But wealth was never guaranteed. By the 18th and 19th centuries, Monaco was little more than a poor protectorate of France, reliant on subsidies and struggling to survive. Things grew worse after 1848, when the towns of Menton and Roquebrune, which produced citrus fruit and accounted for most of Monaco's income, seceded. Overnight, Monaco lost around 90% of its territory and a major share of its economy. The country was left nearly bankrupt. The turning point came thanks to Princess Caroline, the wife of Prince Florestan I, who realized Monaco's survival depended on reinvention. She proposed an audacious idea: build a casino and resort to attract wealthy visitors from across Europe. The project was later championed by her son, Prince Charles III, who saw tourism and luxury as Monaco's future. In 1863, Monaco granted a concession to François Blanc, a French entrepreneur already famous for running a successful casino in Bad Homburg, Germany. Blanc invested heavily, and that same year, the Monte Carlo casino opened its doors. Unlike earlier failed attempts, this casino was strategically located, lavishly designed, and marketed directly to Europe's aristocracy. The gamble paid off spectacularly. By the late 1860s, the casino had become a magnet for royalty, artists, and celebrities, transforming Monaco's image almost overnight. And by 1871, its profits were covering more than 90% of Monaco's state budget. What had once been a bankrupt principality was suddenly being funded almost entirely by roulette wheels and lavish gambling tables. And here's the remarkable part. The Monte Carlo casino is still standing today, right at the heart of Monaco. From above, you can see its grand Belle Epoque architecture dominating Casino Square, the very building that changed Monaco's history forever. What began as a desperate attempt to save a bankrupt microstate became the foundation of Monaco's global brand. The success of the Monte Carlo casino gave Monaco a lifeline, but the Grimaldi family knew gambling alone could not secure the country's future. In 1869, Prince Charles III made a radical decision. Monaco abolished personal income tax. At the time, this was almost unheard of in Europe. Most countries funded themselves by taxing their citizens, but thanks to casino revenues, Monaco could afford to be different. And in doing so, the tiny principality unlocked its greatest advantage, becoming a tax haven for wealthy Europeans. The removal of income tax was a relief for ordinary citizens, but for the rich elite of Europe, it was a game changer. Suddenly, Monaco wasn't just a glamorous destination for entertainment, it became a place to live, invest, and protect wealth. This strategy became even more powerful in the 20th century, especially after World War II. France and Italy, devastated by war, raised taxes on their wealthy citizens to rebuild their economies. But Monaco, untouched by destruction and maintaining its no income tax policy, became a magnet for millionaires who wanted to preserve more of their fortunes. Prominent industrialists and international financiers began relocating their residency to Monaco. Over time, Monaco introduced corporate tax advantages for certain businesses, particularly those in banking, real estate, and luxury services, which benefited from low or even zero corporate taxes as long as they operated within Monaco's borders. This attracted private banks, asset managers, and financial advisors who set up operations in the principality. Monaco also became famous for its banking secrecy and financial privacy. While many European countries forced banks to disclose more information, Monaco developed a reputation as a secure vault for wealth, where clients could expect discretion and stability. Though international pressure from the OECD and the EU later forced Monaco to tighten some regulations, the country still maintains extremely favorable rules that protect the wealthy from heavy taxation. But taxes alone do not explain Monaco's transformation. What truly cemented its image was its deliberate decision to brand itself as the world's most exclusive luxury destination. Unlike France or Italy, which catered to millions of tourists every year, Monaco deliberately avoided mass tourism. Instead, it positioned itself for the top 1% of the top 1%. The foundation was already there. The Monte Carlo casino and the glamorous Belle Époque architecture gave Monaco an aura of elegance. But from the early 20th century onward, the government doubled down on luxury tourism as the second pillar of its economy. They introduced world-class cultural attractions like the Monte Carlo Opera, luxury hotels such as Hôtel de Paris, and fine dining establishments that later earned Michelin stars. Monaco also embraced prestigious international events, including the Monte Carlo Rally and, most famously, the Monaco Grand Prix. The Grand Prix, with cars racing through the narrow streets of Monte Carlo against a backdrop of yachts and palaces, became one of the most iconic sporting events in the world. It wasn't just a race, it was a statement of glamour, wealth, and exclusivity. Each year, the event attracts not just motorsport fans, but also some of the richest and most famous people in the world. From billionaires like Jeff Bezos and his fiancée Lauren Sanchez, to Hollywood stars like Sofia Vergara and Patrick Dempsey, and celebrities such as Naomi Campbell, Dua Lipa, and Kylian Mbappé, the Monaco Grand Prix has become the ultimate stage where luxury and celebrity culture meet. Monaco may be tiny at just 2.1 square kilometers, but its real estate market is among the most expensive on Earth. In 2024, property prices in Monaco ranged from $60,000 to $120,000 per square meter, dwarfing prime real estate prices in other global hubs. For comparison, London's prime real estate averages around $10,000 to $28,000 per square meter, while Hong Kong luxury properties range from $15,000 to $20,000 per square meter. In Monaco, every apartment, penthouse, or townhouse is not just a home. It is a status symbol, a marker of exclusivity and wealth that very few places on Earth can rival. But how does a nation so small accommodate its growing population and the demands of elite residents? The answer lies in land reclamation and innovative urban planning. For over a century, Monaco has expanded into the Mediterranean Sea, turning water into space for homes, offices, and leisure. Its most ambitious project yet is Terra, formerly known as Portier Cove, a €2 billion eco-district completed in 2024. This district added 6 hectares of reclaimed land, creating a seamless blend of urban development, luxury residences, green spaces, and waterfront promenades. Walking along the Promenade Prince Jacques, the 800-meter pedestrian walkway around Terra, visitors can see families, joggers, and office workers enjoying the Mediterranean views. Only a few years ago, this entire area was deep underwater. The district was built using 18 massive caissons, each 26 meters high and weighing 10,000 tons. Engineered to act as breakwaters while supporting the new infrastructure, the careful design ensures resilience even during extreme storms. Sustainable elements like solar power and marine conservation have also been integrated into the project. Real estate in Monaco isn't just impressive, it's economically vital. In 2021 alone, Transactions totaled nearly 2.5 billion euros, and by 2024, the total market value had soared to 5.9 billion euros, highlighting how crucial this sector is to Monaco's GDP and government revenue. Newly built properties often sell for tens of millions of euros, with some exceeding 100 million euros, underscoring the principality's position as a playground for the ultra-wealthy. Security and governance further reinforce Monaco's appeal. Prince Albert II, the current ruler, leads a monarchy that has governed for more than 700 years, offering extraordinary political stability. Monaco's police force, numbering around 600 officers combined with more than 1,000 surveillance cameras, helps maintain a near-zero crime rate, though minor offenses like pickpocketing still occasionally occur in tourist areas. Monaco's streets are considered among the safest in the world. Neutral politics and avoidance of international conflicts further strengthen its image as a secure haven for wealthy residents compared to other affluent microstates like Singapore. Monaco's charm lies not only in its financial advantages, but also in its Mediterranean lifestyle, luxury branding, and architectural ambition. Its scarcity of land, once a limitation, has become one of its defining features, driving up real estate value and creating a level of exclusivity unmatched almost anywhere else. Monaco's financial sector remains a cornerstone of its economy. The principality's banking assets have historically exceeded its GDP, reflecting a highly developed financial infrastructure. Monaco's banks specialize in private banking, asset management, and wealth preservation, attracting high net worth individuals seeking discretion and stability. The absence of personal income tax has further solidified Monaco's reputation as a financial haven. Tourism also contributes significantly to Monaco's economy. Luxury hotels and the annual Monaco Grand Prix draw visitors from around the world. These events not only boost tourism, but also reinforce Monaco's global image as a center of luxury and sophistication. Monaco's strategic location on the Mediterranean coast has made it a premier destination for yachting enthusiasts. The Monaco Yacht Show showcases some of the world's most luxurious vessels, attracting affluent clients and reinforcing Monaco's reputation as a maritime luxury center. In 2025, Monaco's GDP per capita was approximately $256,000, reflecting its status as one of the wealthiest nations on Earth. The nation's GDP for 2023 was reported at $10.8 billion, with a significant share derived from low taxes and luxury services. Monaco's native population includes only around 9,000 Monegasques. To support its economy, approximately 50,000 workers commute daily from neighboring France and Italy, highlighting the principality's reliance on external labor. Monaco's tax policies remain highly favorable. Residents benefit from the absence of personal income tax, while the government generates revenue primarily through a 20% value-added tax on goods and services. Monaco's economy is diversified across several sectors. Finance and insurance are among the largest contributors to GDP, driven by the presence of numerous financial institutions offering specialized services. Wholesale trade accounts for roughly 10% of GDP and plays a major role in distributing goods within and outside the principality. Construction contributes around 9.1%, supporting Monaco's continuous development and infrastructure projects. However, Monaco's economic model, characterized by low taxes and high-end services, has also attracted criticism for favoring the ultra-wealthy. The limited diversity of its economy, heavily reliant on real estate and luxury services, poses long-term challenges. Additionally, rising housing costs make it increasingly difficult for ordinary workers to live within the principality. Environmental concerns are also growing, with climate change and rising sea levels threatening Monaco's reclaimed land projects. The Mariterra development, while an incredible feat of engineering, also highlights the delicate balance between expansion and ecological preservation. Monaco's rise from a tiny Mediterranean principality to a global symbol of wealth, luxury, and stability is nothing short of remarkable. Through clever tax policies, world-class tourism, luxury real estate, innovation, and a secure environment, it has become a playground for the rich and a model of economic ingenuity. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below, and make sure to subscribe for our next interesting video coming soon. This is Kyle, and you are watching Beyond Economy.